Hey, here we are, 1-1 at 1 Eastern. You know that there's no mistake there. I am so thrilled you're here. Kathleen Caldwell here, founder of C-Suite Networks, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. The joy of my life to have founded this council and most importantly, to be with you. And that is the joy of my life. And I am so grateful. We've had a couple weeks now to kind of reflect and think, and it's been a great gift. How many of you have appreciated just a little breathing space in this past year? You know, corporations, organizations, associations, they generally shut it down and essentially kind of roll back things during the last couple weeks of the month, or at least the last week of the month. And I never realized until I did it myself how important that was, you know, to see family, to take a breather. So thank you for being here. Hey, Happy New Year 2026. Hello. I will wear my cute little for you, you know, little. And as Deb, you said, where did 2025 go? Yes. So, and we'll talk a little bit just quickly about 2025 because I personally think that using what worked for you in 2025, I'm going to just lead you like two slides quickly, just to do a quick recap and, take notes, put it in your computer, do whatever works for you to, I think it's so important to say, okay, what am I doing already that's working for me? What do I enjoy doing? What is feeding me, nurturing me? I think that is so important. We're not starting with a clean slate. I wish we were sometimes, but we're not. But hey, today is the 111 energy. How about that? We're starting today. You are starting January 1st. Today is the first day of the first month and it's at 1 o'clock. We started at 1 o'clock Eastern. So here we go, the first hour of the afternoon. How about that? There's no coincidence. This is powerful. This is synchronicity. So you've already started putting yourself in the right place at the right time with the right women. So to me, this is all about, hey, taking direction today for our lives, stepping into our authority, our originality, the things that make us happy and the energy of choosing, not waiting. How many times do we notice that the world just kind of waits to see what happens? But those of you like you are out there at the front, saying, okay, I'm going to choose to show up and I'm going to choose to make something happen that's powerful. So here we go. That's the energy that we're stepping into. And I think today can be also part of a reset for us, energetic reset. And guess what? We get to say it's a reset because guess what? We get to say it's a reset, right? What are the rules? The rules are we get to say how our lives go. So, with that, we got our little reset button too. I know, Deb, you've got your cha-ching button. It's all kinds of good stuff. Yes. So, I'd love for us to talk about is to think about, first of all, this is the word of the year session where we're going to talk about having a word of the year. And I'll set a little context for this, but I think it's really super to just take a moment and a little bit of breather to say, hey, in this past year, what actually worked for you? What actually worked for you? And what were the things that created the results that I want to continue on in this next year? Okay. And so maybe just taking a moment and think for yourself. We're not going to spend a ton of time on this, but I think this is important to say, okay, what what do I want to continue in this year? And maybe a little bit of a pat on the back to say, hey, no matter what, I kept going. No matter what, I kept the faith. No matter the results that I got, I learned from the results and I made adjustments, but I kept going. Yeah. So take a moment and think about what actually worked for you. And we have a little saying in the Women's Coaching and Consulting Council is there is no failure. No, failure is not a word. It's all feedback. Okay. All feedback. Would anyone like to jump in and maybe just kind of succinctly just declare, hey, like what actually worked for you this past year? And What produced results that you want to continue? Anybody want to jump in? Powerful to declare it. Yeah, thank you, Carol. Jump in.
Okay, so in 2025, my excellent coach, Kathleen Caldwell, suggested that I really need to be playing a bigger game and not just LinkedIn, but how do we position ourselves? And so I worked very strategically on my positioning, and I've kind of changed my tagline to be executive branding and visibility expert. I've changed, although it doesn't show up on my LinkedIn profile, um, to be the CEO of my company instead of the president. And I changed how I speak to my audience. Um, in the past, I spoke to my ideal audience only once a month, really, in my articles that I posted on the C Suite Network. And, I thought that should carry through. And then I spoke to the everyman um, once a week through my little LinkedIn lesson. And this year, or this last year, what I did was instead of casting about for whatever was new, whatever was minuscule but important, and posting about that and making a big deal. I kind of let that ride and focused on what I thought were pain problems and growth areas for senior level people.
Mm.
And I began to write my articles in groups of five, and most recently also to
Mm.
add a recap on week six, which has been really helpful, I think, because it um, puts everything together and says, hey, I really am creating content here. This is not just one and one and one and one. This is a coherent curriculum of
Beautiful.
content. And so I'm really proud of those things.
Congratulations, Carol. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Ooh,
Hey, let's take a second. Deb, you look like you're gonna jump in
I
and
am,
appreciate and
I'm,
acknowledge
I'm,
Carol.
I'm so excited. So, Carol, the change in you this year has been incredible.
Mhm.
I mean, it's been very visible and it has been so exciting to watch you come into your own. And it's just been so much fun to kind of be a little fly on the wall watching that. And I just wanted to say, great job, great job.
Oh, thank you.
And I would love to shout out to your consistency and the fact that it has been this beautiful blossoming of messages. It's not the same old crap being repeated by others. It's really looking at where we are and where people might need to take things for themselves and offering them an opportunity to look at it with a fresh set of eyes. You've done a beautiful job of that, Carol. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. And I think this year is such a powerful opportunity for us to take everything we've been working on in 2025 and be able to, we've been laying the groundwork. Okay, now it's time. One of my first word of the years that I thought about earlier this week was the word liftoff. Not liftoff,
Ah,
but just one word liftoff. So that it's like, okay, we've been at the launch pad for long enough. Now it is time to lift off into space. And so that was one of the words of the year. I now am like three down the road, but just thought I would share with you. Yeah, yes. But we're all ready to lift off. That is really fantastic. Yes,
And
yes, yes,
and
yes.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's a great start. And I love the fact that you aren't feeling you have to own it, that you have the option of saying it was a starting point, not an ending point.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. This is an evolution, right? An absolute evolution. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good. Who else wants to jump in? And, we're discussing, hey, what was it in 2025? If you look back, we're not going to do a huge long recap, but what actually worked for you? What are the results that you want to repeat this year? What is a quality or two that you really say, you know what, that helped me last year, and I want to continue on about that? It's a little bit of brag time too. It's a little bit of brag time. Yeah.
I
Any
I will
jump
say
in,
I don't
Susan.
feel I have a lot to brag about. However, what really served me was continuing to serve long-term customers and extending involvement with long-term friendships and partnerships to help to build something for the future. Uh, Being able to come up with the word humanitarianism and humanitarian, and instead of feeling that I had to push it, really let it percolate so that instead of jumping on something just to jump on it, really acknowledging what does it take to put it in the position to move it forward correctly. Yes, thank you, Amy. Mindset and momentum to keep moving forward. Thank you.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Thank you. And Susan, if we looked up in the dictionary, the show up factor, you have got the show up factor. You show up, you show up, you show up, you show up. You're dependable, reliable, and count onable, all of those things. And this is your year to rise up. And you also, yeah, we'll talk more about, I think I know what your word of the year is. Yeah, we can talk about that as well. Good. Okay, good. Thank you. Deb, you want to brag on yourself a little
I
bit?
will.
Amy,
First
jump
of
in and brag
all,
on girl.
Susan, thank you for. Oh,
Oh,
oh, Carol wants to brag too.
come on, go, go, go.
I want to say, Susan, thank you so much for the word and the concept of humanitarianism. It is something that percolates within me,
Mhm.
and I hear it and I see it, and I think it is perfect for you. And I'm excited for what will be
Mhm.
coming in
Mhm.
2026.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
And along what Kathleen said, Susan is our biggest cheerleader.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what we're putting out there. She's there and she is supporting us. And as busy as she is, I absolutely love that. It's been a bumpy year for me, but good in a bump in a bumpy in a good way. I mean, I sometimes have bad bumpies, but good bumpies this year. Um, the Wise Women Communications went through major roller coaster, and it seems like it's coming out in a good way. So really planting the seeds to it's as Kathleen's the anti word I think this year is going to be drift, right? And so we've been kind of drifting with it, but I also launched the cancer coaching business, and I've got some big plans for it. Obviously, I really want it to be the foundation of everything. And so that's when we get to the word, that's a big part of what my word is going to tie into.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Hey, who has some acknowledgement for Deb? Deb is just, you're the show up, you're the you show up to optimist, and you are really a founder of a movement. We can see
Yeah.
that, right, ladies? We can see it's so true. Yes. Oh my
And
goodness. Yeah,
having
jump in.
been valued enough to get to experience your, beta test of going through your program, I love that. And I love the fact that you bring a history of what your experiences are in a very proactively positive way for somebody to embrace what they can do when they are experiencing cancer instead of the woe is me, the look at them in fear and not seeing the possibilities of where they can go despite what they are facing. You do a beautiful job of showing people how to live a life fully every day, no matter what you're facing, Deb. And the way you take tracks and go on the road and the joys that you share of living a life despite what you have faced is a true monument for others to be able to go, oh, I can do that too.
Thank you. Thank you. Amy, to catch you up, I've had 3 different cancer diagnoses in 10 years. And you just keep going. So, but yeah,
That's
and
Well,
something
and
you
I'm
can
keep
do.
going.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. A big part of it is the ladies here.
Wonderful.
That
That's
has
good.
just been phenomenal, and I look forward to getting to know you more.
So, Deb,
Thank
one
you.
that I am so excited about for you is that you got a certification to be a cancer coach. And that has been huge in terms of um, my interest in connecting you with people
Mm-hmm.
that I
Oh.
know have,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I the people that I've referred to you are really powerful people, and they're not the kind of person that I'm close enough to that I would have sent a bear. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I
Mm-hmm.
just have
Mm-hmm.
done that. But
The bar.
yes, I love you bears. But
True.
they were not
Mm-hmm.
that kind of close
They're
personal friends.
business associates. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. And so I'm so excited to be able to connect you because the two speakers that I have referred to you will be really fun
Mm-hmm.
people to
Mm-hmm.
interview
Mm-hmm.
as
Yes.
on your podcast.
Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just excited for that you took that leap and that it energizes your whole operation.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Good, good, good. Thank you. And Amy, feel free to jump on if there's anything you'd like to declare from 2025. Otherwise, yep, jump in. Hey, what worked for you? What do you want to carry into this new year? And feel free jump in. Yeah, hi.
Sorry, my
It's
I
okay.
get
Welcome. We're all good, girl. We're all
I've
good.
got this back window and it's always bad about
Or
things.
cash.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I really am leaning into my niche and not, as a people pleaser and an empath, I tend to try to accept everybody, include everybody. And now I'm like, no, this is who I am, um, and what the services I do. It's not just the taking pictures, but it's also serving women who need to be seen. And so I'm really playing with ChatGPT and AI, and like I said, just growing in with that niche and seeing how it grows and moves. It makes me different and stand out from the competition.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I think what you're realizing and on the path to realizing is you have no competition. None
Yes,
of us have any competition
right.
in what we do and who we are, our uniqueness, and this idea of having a word of the year that's really a catalyst for each of us. Something, and then
Yeah,
of course, Saturday, I'm having a 2 hour more in-depth workshop from 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern, just for 2 hours. And we're going to actually put your plans in place for how do we implement this? What are the next steps? And that's my gift from me to you all is a little mini workshop for the new year. So that's going to be fantastic. That's on Saturday. Okay, good. Okay, good. So awesome. So let's just shake off 2025. Hey, like it's gone, and I will
I
also
gotta
please
add,
jump in.
somebody put in a post and it said, I can remember 2025 just like it was yesterday. And I thought, isn't that
Exactly.
hysterical and perfect for today?
Isn't that so true? Isn't that so true? And bless, 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 bless our brothers and sisters and our colleagues out there, but how many people are kind of like, it's really when you stop and think about it, is we're waking up, it's another day. And we know for a fact that for many people, this is the most positive, optimistic day of the year. It's like it's a day that anything is possible. And for many people who are calling for us. People, those people that like anything's possible and I want to move forward. I'm looking for the right person to help me with that. And then for those that are maybe had a little rough time, to say, hey, I'm kind of struggling a little bit. We bless those people too, but it's people are looking for direction. They're looking for partnership, mentorship, sisterhood, brotherhood, direction, community, all those things. So, yeah, so we're at the right time now. We are at the right time, of course. Okay, so kind of doing a little, we just did a little kind of recap to say, hey, what did work? What were the results that I want to keep going? And of course, thinking about for just literally a moment now, literally a moment. This is not anything to really dwell on, but I think it's important to also say as we're moving into 2026 today, the first day, gosh, the 1 at 1 Eastern. Hello. What do I want to do differently? What do I want to do differently? And we're not going to spend any time on this, but for your own personal time. And I think after we complete here today, I suggest take pour yourself a cup of tea, put on some music that inspires you. Take a moment in your journal, on your laptop, wherever, and just really think about what do you want to do differently this year? Because if we keep doing the same things, okay, that's old saying, we can't expect a different outcome. But if we take the best and leave the rest, but we actually think about, okay, what do I want to do differently? I know for me personally, for where I want to go and where we will go as a council and the Women's Success Accelerator, I got to get more help. I need more help to help me with my marketing. I need more help to help me with my social. I need more help and to truly move, as Carol said earlier, to truly move into being the chief executive officer of our businesses, not a coach or a consultant or a photographer or a brand manager or whatever. Those things are great, but there's a different category now for us. There's something else calling up for us to really be the visionary leader, the visionary that we are being called to be, right? And if we're doing everything, we know this. If we're doing all these things that maybe feel comfortable, right? Maybe feel familiar, but letting go of the things that are not moving us forward. And may I also say, this is very, very important to me and important for the women that I mentor and coach is we've got to produce income. Okay. We have to be producing income generating activities, things that help us generate income and revenue that we could then put back into our business, right? So income is it's currency, right? It's currency. So keeping the current going in our business, really, really important. So I know for me, I'm spending these next couple of days, especially putting concrete plans in place for what do I need to do differently. So yeah, and what needs to change. So anything around this, any declarations or anything very quickly? You know what, and of course, always I'll be opening up my calendar today for even more time in January. So book a call with me. Let's have a conversation about this. Okay. All right. So here we go. A lot of words, ladies, a lot of words. Thanks for the grace on this. Is I think that your word of the year, WOTY, your WOTY, your word of the year, I don't think it's a slogan. I think that the word of the year can have a profound impact on the way you live your life, the way this, it's a standard. And also, what I love about a word of the year is we can use it as a way to filter things that you say yes to, things that you say no to, things that opportunities, because let's face it, you're going to have more opportunities this year than ever before. How many of you know that, right? When the more visible you are, the more influential and authoritative you are, you're going to have more people pulling at you to say, hey, come be on my podcast, which is great. Hey, come speak for free. Hey, would you like to write an article for this? Hey, want to be in my newsletter? Hey, I want to interview. These are all great things. But what are you going to use to filter? Is this the right thing for me? And is this the right thing for me now? Okay. So I think that your word of the year should support what's already working, shouldn't be a contradiction. Okay. And also, I think your word of the year can be a quality that you can embody to have this be the best year ever. And of course, your word of the year can also be, is it a word that really reflects who are you becoming? Okay. So to me, these are some of the interesting criteria that maybe you haven't thought about is, your word of the year, it's more than just a word. It's like a way of being and a way of doing, right? Okay. And I think also, may I suggest that your word of the year is also a tremendous opportunity to get closer to other people, to get closer to your beloveds in your life, closer to the people who want to hire you, people who want to be in your orbit, who want to be in your community, who want to be closer to you and you want to be closer to them. And your word of the year gives you a great opportunity to be closer to yourself. What is your heart telling you that you want this year to stand for, right? You know, the old saying, this year will go by no matter what, the divine willing, of course, the year will go by. And what will this be? What will make this a pivotal year for you, this 2026? Okay. Your word of the year can help you with that. Okay. So here we go, some thoughts. All right, so let's just take a moment and absorb everything that you've been thinking about in this last few minutes. Thinking about your word of the year that it maybe gives you a spark, gives you a place to land. And of course, today, you can change your word of the year at any time. Of course, you can change it later today, whenever you'd like to, but something that really inspires you and inspires you to declare it to the people you want to declare it to, right? You're proud of what you're standing for in this next year. And so let me just pause here and think about that. Yeah. And it's, as we mentioned, a filter for what to say yes to, and perhaps it's a filter for what to say no, not now for. Yeah. My first word of the year was liftoff, and I liked it. I had all kinds of metaphors for it. I was thinking about a spaceship and all kinds of things. Uh, and then I thought my next word of the year, this all happened within hours, ladies, right? Was freedom. And I thought, okay, great, freedom. Great. I've had that word of the year before. I love that. That really is one of my values. But then I've landed in the last couple hours on free, free, being free, free to say yes, free to say no, and all of the derivatives of the word free. Free to not, just free. It's so simple and elegant, free. So I'm declaring that as my word of the year for 2026, free. But I'm not saying it could change, but I think this is could change by the end of the day. And that isn't that a cool thing, right? We get to say how it goes, right? Yes. Okay, so I'm putting a stake in the ground for free, not cheap, not inexpensive. No, 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 not in the way of that, but no, just free. Free to and free to not. Who else?
All right.
Jump in. Okay, good.
I not only got mine, but I've got 6 to 7 pages on mine. Um,
Whoa.
for multiple reasons. Um, this is not the first time coming up with a word of the year has been something I've played with. Humanitarian was my word last year, and by February I had changed it to humanitarian. So an evolution of a word is not an unknown thing to me. And bounty, was it bounty or something along that line that was the word on one of the Saturday calls with Kathleen?
Bountiful. Bountiful.
Bountiful. And what triggered it for me was the boundless energy, boundless fun, boundless health, boundless wealth. So I started looking at, as I always do, numerology and stuff, and knowing that we were coming into a 1 year, I have frequently in the past, when I looked up something about a numerological aspect of a year, it has given me words that are related to that number. So, like, it was amazing that humanitarian or humanitarianism was a nine to begin with. It was something about a collective. So I was like, okay, what's the energy of boundless? Boundless is a three. Well, that's my birth number. So I was like, okay, that makes sense with me. What would I have to blend it with to get to a one? Because 2026 is a one. Boundless life with joy, health, and money reduces to a one. So I'm like, okay, I kind of like that as a phrase. So then I started looking at other ones and other combinations of how do you look at it. And then the thing that occurred to me is boundless has no boundaries. And one of the things we truly understand about anything is you still have to have some boundaries because otherwise sometimes you're going to either overindulge, you're going to be that helpaholic that you're more concerned about sharing with others than you are about respecting. So, boundless with respect for others, boundless with boundaries, all those sorts of things started coming up. And so, in because I use Kai, which is the knowledge AI based in bank, I put all my stuff in there. So I went in there sometime in the last week and I did my name, my first name, my middle name, my last name. I put in owls that I'm using with humanitarianism. I put in boundless. And I did each of them separate to see what integrated and came together with them. So that's, have I put it all together? No. That's where I just have been like my typical gathering of stuff. That with the 35 pages I pulled in December one night, I think I got a lot to
Process,
jump
right?
from. So it's already starting out pretty boundless.
Excellent. Excellent. And all of its derivatives, right? I mean, it's just, it could also be bountiful. It could be boundaryless or bounty. It's just, it's awesome. 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 Good. Unbound. Hmm.
Unbound.
How about that? Bounty.
And I
Yes,
think
exactly.
even in those moments when people have fear, you can talk about what did the boundless
Hmm.
trusting do? What did the, boundless overindulgence? You've got different ways to play it for what needs to be considered.
Great. Great. And a key question, we'll move on to someone else as well. When you think about the word boundless, Susan, what happens in your body? Where do you feel it? What it gets activated for you?
Well, my initials are Sky, and I have always tied that to that limitless
Yes.
ability to, kind of be beyond, be out there beyond the norm. So it feels pretty good.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, good. We're sparkling for you. We love it. Good. Thank you. Who's next? What are you thinking about? Is your like your first iteration or your 10th or whatever for your word of the year? Jump in.
So,
Oh, I
Amy,
love that,
jump
Amy.
in. Yeah, jump in. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Amy, jump in. Right. Power. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, it's really kind of the journey I've been doing over the last year is coming into my own power and then being able to empower women as well. So it goes through. Then when Susan was talking, so I put in power in chat GPT under numerology because I'm not really big into that. And it gives me five, which is not a number I really associate with, but that's fine. But it says it
It's a
represents,
it's a five personal year for me, and that's my other number. So three and five are two are my power numbers, Amy.
so it
Yeah.
goes, yeah, it's not a quiet power, it's embodied power, lived power, claimed
Ooh,
power.
nice.
So I've also
Nice.
got it in I
Love
printed it up in my little
it.
sign. So, and I put my
Love it.
power so I remember it's not, it's, that
I
masculine
love that.
power of taking over. It's me personal power.
Beautiful. And Amy, you get the great privilege and opportunity to capture women's power, women and their energetic power, their life force energy power in everything you're doing. How fabulous, huh? Congratulations. That is so for you. Hey, we're digging this, right, ladies? For Amy, power. Love that. Love it, love, love, love it. Carol, jump in. Deb, jump in. Thoughts about what are you thinking about for your word of the year, ladies?
But the word that I just came out with naturally was abundance because I feel a lack of abundance. But my word last year was abundance, and it was not an abundant year.
Mm.
So when you said to Susan, how did your word make you feel? Well, it makes me feel poor. And I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And how do you want to feel?
Limitless.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And when you're limitless, how will you feel?
Possibly free. um, yeah, possibly empowered.
Howard? Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are we seeing for Carol? What words are you seeing for Carol that really, really resonate with you for Carol? Limitless for sure. Yeah, yeah. Power for sure. Yeah, yeah.
She's she's so strong, strength.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
You give
Like,
others strength all the time.
mhm,
You need to
right.
recognize the strength you have in yourself.
Mhm. I was
Oh,
thinking supportive, same thing. Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
I thought of that word too, and I chose not to stay there because I didn't want it to be about her giving it to others, but more about her bringing it into herself. And so I hope that strength would be, when I think of the workouts I know she does with another friend that she and I both
Yes,
know, Karen, and
yes.
that she is really focused on making sure that her health and her ability to move forward is built on a strength and a strong ground in a sense that uh there just seemed to be, yeah, I like that self too. uh so I think there's a lot for you to focus on that you are doing for others and give it back to yourself, Carol.
Thank you.
I also think of giving for Carol because she is so giving to others of your knowledge, of your wisdom, and of course the key is, as as we've been saying, to not not give too much.
That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I'm also really seeing, Carol, courage,
Hmm.
courage
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
resilience, courage and resilience. And I also think, I mean, we're just going to we've got all these great words for you. Another
Yeah.
kind of idea is using your AI to even think about, hey, a prompt of based on everything that you know that I've been working on this past year,
Mhm.
what would be some empowering words for me to consider as a word of the year? And I really think courage, Carol, and I think ready, ready,
Ooh, that's
ready,
good.
Ready, ready. You are ready. And it's time to claim everything that you've been putting in place is power to claim the riches, to claim it, right? Ready to claim. Yeah. Yeah. And feel free, book a time with me. Let's talk this through. But think, this also can be such a playful opportunity, right? This is an opportunity for us to step into a new persona for ourselves, right? A new, to claim with one word or a phrase, a new way of being, a new way of thinking about ourselves, right? And to
Yes.
claim that,
And
hey, I am ready, right? I'm ready, ready
and
to
one of the
receive. Yep,
things I've
yep.
been looking at is the fact that if you look at something you would like to achieve by the end of the year and choose a word less about where you're at now, but where you want to go, I think then you can, like Kathleen was doing by having liftoff and moving into freedom to be free, that even if you ended up changing your word every month, so friggin' what? You know, if you find the power in
That's
something
creative.
to
Yeah.
be powerful for a moment, embrace it in that moment, let it go, and choose what else
Yeah.
feeds you because you learned from it or it didn't serve you the way you thought it might. It might have triggered another thought that takes you to where you want to go. And you do that all the time with others, Carol. Be
It's
free
very
to do that with yourself.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. And to have a word or phrase that helps us embody how we want to feel, right? Mind, body, spirit, action. It's a word that lights us up when we think about it. Like, who do I need to become? For me, who do I need to become? What do I need to do to truly be free? To be free.
Mhm.
And I think about free. Oh, free. Oh, wow. It just lights me up. Yeah, 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 yeah. So good, good, good. And Carol, thank you for your authenticity. Thanks for being so real about this. Thanks for being real about this. Yeah. And knowing also your best fit, ideal, wonderful clients, they're going through this too, right? They're they're struggling with, hey, where do I go for this next year? I don't know what to do. And they know left on their own resources and they could be lost and they're looking for a person to hold their hand and guide them. And you are the perfect person. You are the perfect person for them. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
word embrace just came to me. And in a way,
Mm,
that's what she
I
does
love
with
that.
everybody.
That's beautiful. That's
And she may need an
beautiful.
embrace for herself this year.
Yeah, beautiful. That's a beautiful word. Embrace all of it. Yes, 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 yep, yes. Good. Thank you. All right, we're sparkling for you, Carol. Deb,
you.
bring us home. What are you
All
thinking? You
right,
got a
all
lot of
right.
things.
So I
Yeah.
know we need to wrap up. And so as I said, I put this into Chat GPT because my brain went blank. And right before I went on vacation, I'd been kind of doing some pre-planning already. So I think that was kind of what tied into this. And so I said, based on what you know about me, what word would you pick? And it picked anchor. And my first thought was, and so then it told me more. I'm an anchor for others. It's about anchoring what I've built. It doesn't stop movement, it creates stability so that movement is
Yes.
intentional.
Yes, it
You'll
does.
like this, Kathleen. It means we're not drifting,
Yes.
and grounded, trusted, and steady even in storms. And the more
Yes.
I read, and
It's
there's a whole
all
bunch
you.
more. I don't have 35 pages, Susan, but I've got there's quite a bit that it kicked out. Um, and
Love it.
it did come up with quite a few things, and it's funny, and I just want to pass this on because this was something that it told me to that I want to pass on. You know, um, Imagine it's mid-year. What would people say? If you told them that had been the word. If you put it on your refrigerator or your mirror, every time you see it, do you go, yeah? Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I mean, so now it wants to create a word cloud and all sorts of stuff. But I like
Oh,
that. I like anchor. It's not a word I would have thought of for myself, but
But
the more I see it and the more I cogitate on
love
it, the
it.
more I like it.
and what's funny is when you said it, I thought there are times that your image that you put with your trying not to die
Mm-hmm.
dot live,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I see the anchor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course. In the storm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Putting down an
Yes,
anchor.
and I
Yeah,
think
putting down
that
an
is a
anchor. Yeah.
beautiful word for you
Mm-hmm.
in both what you do for others and what you need for yourself at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So
Yes. And
thank you.
anchoring,
Mm-hmm.
being an
Mm-hmm.
anchor and
Mm-hmm.
anchoring in
Mm-hmm.
all of the goodness, all of
Mm-hmm.
the truths,
Mm-hmm.
all of the undeniable
Mm-hmm.
things that are so
Mm-hmm.
optimistic,
Mm-hmm.
positive, but based in reality,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
you could help people be find the anchors in their life too, Deb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and anchoring that in with your community, who you are. Oh, I love it, love it, love it,
Mm-hmm.
love it, love it. Yeah, yeah, because you cannot
Mm-hmm.
have a boat, having a boating background
Mm-hmm.
with my family. Uh, you can't have a
Mm-hmm.
boat. The first thing you do, that what
Mm-hmm.
comes with a boat when you buy a new boat,
Mm-hmm.
sailboat, motorboat,
Mm-hmm.
whatever kind of boat,
Mm-hmm.
is you get a very, very
Mm-hmm.
strong anchor, a very strong
Mm-hmm.
anchor that will anchor you, and you have
Mm-hmm.
a very, very
Mm-hmm.
solid chain to the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So the boat can go
Mm-hmm.
like this, but the boat
Right. It
never
stays. Yep.
leaves. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, got to
Yep.
have a really solid,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's always
Mm-hmm.
called drop the
Mm-hmm.
anchor.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now here's a weird. As we were talking, a friend sent a text. I just referred you to a friend of mine who was just diagnosed with cancer and she is lost in the storm.
Ooh.
I
All
know. All
right.
right, everybody,
Yay!
chills, right?
Beautiful. All
So,
right, great.
mhm.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, ladies, you did great work here. Fun, fun, fun. This is good. And this is just a little start. We just want to have a little idea about your word of the year, something to think about. And let's have this be a fun process. That's really the goal, isn't it? So I think also for today and this beautiful weekend, hey, live in the inquiry of this. And, again, Deb, love that you're getting signs already. This is fantastic. Notice, we talked last Saturday in our Women's Saturday Success Circle about, by the way, that was 186 consecutive Saturdays, was awesome. We shared the Rumi quote, which is Rumi, what you're seeking is seeking you. So may I suggest today, tomorrow, in the next couple days, just simmer in what are you seeking and what is seeking you? What is the world? What is divine? What is your destiny seeking from you and for you? Yes. And of course, we'd love to have you come back on Saturday because we're going to take all of these concepts and we're going to turn them into specific measurable results. 2 hour. We're going to have breaks. It's going to be very, very fun. And this is not like typical strategic planning. This is going to be planning for you in your life where you're going to get the next steps on how you can actually bring what you've decided and what you're thinking about to life, okay? Because we know the world needs you. The world needs you. The world doesn't need like someone kind of sort of like you. No, the world and our people, our tribe, they're looking for you, okay? They're looking for you and your uniqueness, your truth, your power, your embrace, your anchor, your freedom, all of these good things. Okay, so very quickly, what's your biggest takeaway? I like to put a little book in or put an anchor down. I want to drop the anchor, right? What's your biggest takeaway from our time today? What's your biggest takeaway? I always love to do this. This gives me a lot of nice,
The
good feelings. What's
energy
your biggest
that we
takeaway?
share amongst us, for me, is always such a blessing. And to get to spend a little bit of time on this first day of the year with this group is such a delight. And I'm so happy to have Amy with us today. I love her, and I don't get to see her often enough, even though we are both here in Dallas.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Agreed. Yes, thank you. Who else? Hey, my takeaway is I'm so in love with connecting with each of you. I am so in love and I am in the right lane at the right time with the right people. I'm loving this, loving, loving, loving this. I want to do more of this and I will. Yeah. And helping and guiding and mentoring and supporting each of you to have more of what you want as well. That's it. That's it. Who else? Biggest takeaway.
My
Jump
takeaway
in.
is this was the perfect way to start the year.
Thank you. Beautiful. May I quote you on that?
You may, you may.
Thank you very much. Good. Because my team is going to do a repost and they're going to post the replay. So, yes, thank you very much. And yours too, Susan. Yes, yes. Thank you. Good. Carol, you were jumping in, and Amy, your biggest takeaway.
So mine was, what does your word make you feel in your butt?
Love it, love it, love it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Then we get to embody it, right? Yeah, it's all in alignment then of who we are, what we say, where we're going. And that's so attractive, isn't it? It's just like, wow, who is that? I want to work with her. I want to hire her. Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Oh,
All right, good. Amy, would you like to jump in your biggest takeaway?
Oh, just the wonderful energy and meeting with you guys. It was perfect on this first day of the year.
Thank you. Very good. Good. Okay, great. Well, ladies, lots of love to you. Enjoy the rest of your day and hope to see you on Saturday. And let's go. It's our time, right? It's our time. Okay. Love to each of you. Have a beautiful, beautiful 112025. Mwah. Bye for now. See you later. Bye bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye. Take care. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.